Hi everyone, this is Ingrid. Welcome back to my channel. So in my latest video, I talk about the kind of person that you should marry for you to have an amazing heavenly marriage life. And in relation to that, in this video, I'll be sharing with you my top reasons why I chose an older man to be my lifetime partner. My reasons might raise the brows of some of you, but I'll just be very honest about it. I know many of us, that includes me before, that whenever we see a young, beautiful woman with an older guy, we always thought that this younger woman must have been just going after the money of that older man. I'm not saying it's not true because sometimes it really does happen. So these traits are the reasons why I chose an older man to be my lifetime partner. Number one reason is that most older men are financially stable as they already had enough time building themselves up. You know, I grew up in a very poor family, literally very poor, that my parents couldn't afford to buy rice as the very basic food for Filipinos. We only rely on the root crops and leafy vegetables in our surroundings. Growing up, my mother used to tell me this line, like, hey, look at the daughter of someone. She married an old foreigner guy, but look, the parents have now a big house. It's always better to marry an older guy because they're already financially stable and some of them are on their pension. I was then like 7 to 11 years old, and that's what's being instilled in my young mind. But when I became a teacher and was earning enough for me and for my family, I told myself, why would I need an old man to provide us with our needs? I can feed myself and my family from my own hard work. And then I met Eric. He was 44 years old that time and I was 28. He's a very humble guy. He didn't promise me with anything fancy or extravagant, but he provided me with everything that I need, even though we're still not yet married at the time. It was only when I'm already here in his place in Canada when I knew that he actually got it all to be a supercilious guy. But he's not just the type of person. It was only the time when I learned that he's actually way more stable than the rest that I know that shows off what they have. And now, even though I have already work and I have an income, he still doesn't want me to spend my own earning from any household expenses and even my personal needs. He's even the one paying for my yearly income tax. He just wants me to save it for myself for when I need it the most, for something special and expensive, and for my family back home because he knows that I am the sole breadwinner of my family in the Philippines. Which I think, had I been married to a younger guy or a guy in my age, I wouldn't be experiencing the kind of financial freedom I have now. My second reason why I chose an older man to be my lifetime partner is that most older men are more understanding and patient. They're less reactive and knows how to control their emotions. They don't react right away with anger or exasperation. They think things through. You know, I grew up in a very dysfunctional family. Always have a conflict in every day of my childhood life. And I used to think that I also have an attitude problem because that's what other people made me feel about myself. In my teenage years, I was even so afraid to have a boyfriend. I actually ended up being a man hater because I was so scared that if I'm gonna get married, I might just have a marriage life that's just the same as what I had witnessed in the family. I was so afraid to repeat the cycle. I even wished that if ever I would get married, I his way of thinking has turned exactly 180 degrees. Yes, I have mood swings, but Eric makes me feel that it's just normal, that it's just because of my hormonal change. He knows that when I'm in bad mood or when I'm talking to him in a kind of rude manner, that it's not me that's talking to him, but my weird hormones. He makes me feel that I am a good person despite my imperfections. He makes me feel that I am an angel as opposed to what's being said by those people who are trying to drag me down. When I'm stressed with my family back home, he would choose to understand me and the situation I'm in and comfort me when I vent out about my heartaches and childhood traumas. He's very patient to listen to me without judgment. He listens in everything I shared, good or bad. He doesn't show annoyance, even if sometimes I tend to keep repeating stories about myself or about my past or whatever it is that bothers me, which I think guys or men in my age would have hard time to relate with. My number three reason why I chose an older man to be my lifetime partner is that because most older men have high level of integrity. They do what they say and don't make excuses. You will feel secure and safe around a man with this kind of integrity. And nowadays, you will hardly see this, especially to younger ones. Because they have this high level of integrity, they're less likely to cheat, to be jealous, or be possessive. One time when I was still in the Philippines and was in my graduate studies, and most of the time in the pictures, I'm always with my guy classmates. And I asked my husband this question. I haven't seen you get jealous yet. Are you not jealous? I might develop a feeling with any of those guys in the picture? And his answer was, no, I can't be jealous because I'm confident that I chose the right woman. That you are not that kind of woman who would just be easily tempted and give in. Because I know that you are a woman with integrity too. That's what he said. We were in a long distance relationship for almost 7 years, by the way, before I got here. So in our almost 10 years relationship now, jealousy from both of us never existed. It was never an issue to us, which I think is very rare these days, especially with the existence of the social media. And I believe that it's because I have a husband who has a high integrity, a quality that is seldom seen in younger guys or guys in your age. My number 4 reason why I chose an older man to be my lifetime partner is that most older men are wise. With age comes wisdom and intelligence. It's because they've gone through a lot of things in life. May have fallen many times and learned to come back up and become wiser and wiser each time. It might be with their past relationships or with life in general. Marrying my husband Eric is like having a mother, a father, a teacher, and a mentor figure to me. Yes, I am a teacher, but there are a lot of things that I do not know that he knows. I'm just like an inquisitive child to him, and he never fails to answer me patiently with a deep explanation and sometimes beyond the context of my query. I'm always learning new knowledge and values from him. He's even more knowledgeable than me about the history, the culture, the heroes, and the important people in the Philippines. And when I came here, I learned how to cook because when I was still in the Philippines, I barely know he taught me how to cook his favorite foods, and he inspired me to learn more in cooking different kinds of foods. And I learned how to be a handy woman because he got all these kinds of tools in the garage and he taught me how to use them. He taught me how to do video editing and motivated me to make a YouTube channel, which I strongly disagree at first because I was not confident enough to talk in front of the camera. But he's really a good motivator. He made me believe that I am great in everything that I do. He also made me believe that I am beautiful and that I should be sharing what I've got. And so here I am now in front of you. It's all because of him. He's unconsciously teaching me to be a better person because he's a very good role model. I'm constantly learning good values from him. Growing up, I really didn't have a good role model, and now I got it all in him, which I think would be impossible if I just married a guy in my age. My number 5 reason why I chose an older man to be my lifetime partner is that because older men are good at resolving conflict or marriage conflict. It's because they have enough experiences that taught them to be better at it each time. They've gone through a lot of traumas in life already that they don't want any of them anymore. So instead of dwelling to the conflict or the problem, they right away want to solve it. Like whenever I'm upset with Eric or we have a misunderstanding, I tend to sulk. I don't want to talk to him because I don't want to blurt out hurtful words while I'm still upset at him. In the Filipino term, that's tampo, but he doesn't like it. He would always coax me and ask me to sit down with him to talk about what upset me or what the problem is all about. We always sit down and make a reconciliation. It's not an easy process sometimes, but we always end up being friends again after 1 to 2 hours of sitting down and discussing about our feelings. Reconciliation right after the conflict was never a thing to me before. I only learned it from him. I learned how to humble myself when I'm in fault. It's because he would always humble himself first to persuade me for reconciliation. And I don't think I would learn any of these values from younger guys or men in my age. So there you go. Those are just my top 5 reasons why I chose an older man to be my lifetime partner. And I should say that I made a very wise decision in that. I can't imagine how my life would be if it was with a different guy or if I married a guy just my age. I don't credit it all to me though because I still believe that it's all because of God's plan for me, that it's His will. So don't forget to pray that He also may lead you to the right person just like me. That's all. I hope you enjoy and learn something from this video. And if you do, please don't forget to like and subscribe this channel for more videos like this. Bye!